Episode 34, Blade of Betrayal. Having joined forces with the Ledger, Ryan put his plan to destroy the Night Visitors Guild from within into action. Through the Ledger, he extracted information on the weaknesses and corrupt dealings of the lieutenants loyal to Razorfang. He then used that information to blackmail them or ruin their reputations among the guild members. The guild's solidarity rapidly weakened. Meanwhile, Razorfang was losing his mind, caught between the constant external attacks and the internal division. He was convinced that the Ledger's betrayal was the cause of it all, and set a trap to eliminate him. He fed false information to the Ledger, luring him to an abandoned warehouse where the guild's secret safe was supposedly located. All of this was playing out in the palm of Ryan's hand. He informed the Ledger of Razorfang's trap and laid out a plan to use it against him. On the night of the showdown, the Ledger, knowing full well it was a trap, headed to the abandoned warehouse with only a few of his most loyal men. Inside the warehouse, Razorfang and his elite guards lay in ambush. "It's over, you old fox," Razorfang shouted, emerging from the shadows. "The one who's finished is you, you brainless, wet behind the ears fool." The Ledger retorted. Just as the two sides were in a tense standoff, all the warehouse exits were locked from the outside, and thick smoke began to pour in through the windows. Ryan, Serafina, and the rival gangs they had bought off had completely surrounded the warehouse. "What is this?" Razorfang was stunned. "You're a rat in a trap now," the Ledger sneered. This was all part of the two masters' plan. The inside of the warehouse instantly descended into chaos. Razorfang's men and the Ledger's men began to fight in a confused brawl, while fire arrows flew in from the outside, fueling the pandemonium. At the center of all this chaos, Ryan moved silently. His target was neither Razorfang nor the Ledger. His true objective was to find the Watcher who would be on site to report this chaos back to Lord Valerius. His eyes scanned the battlefield like a hawk. And finally, he spotted a man who was not participating in the fight, but was merely observing the situation while fiddling with some kind of magical communication device. Ryan approached him like a shadow and pressed a dagger to his throat. "Give my regards to Valerius. Tell him I'll be taking one of his dogs with me." Ryan knocked the Watcher unconscious, and with Serafina's help, slipped away from the scene. The next morning, a new rumor spread through the shadow market. Razorfang had died in a mysterious fire, and the Ledger had become the new master of the Night Visitors Guild. And Lord Valerius received a report that all contact with the Night Visitors Guild, once his strongest asset, had been completely severed. Ryan had, in effect, cut off one of Valerius's arms. But he was not satisfied. He had to interrogate the captured Watcher to find out Valerius's true objective and the whereabouts of the Eye of the Void. The fight was just entering its second round. Episode 35, Interrogation and Stratagem. Ryan and Serafina dragged the captured Watcher to the basement of the safe house. The Watcher was a low-ranking priest of the Shadow Cult, but his mind was shielded by potent mental wards. Conventional torture wouldn't make him talk. "Physical methods won't work," Serafina said. "We need a way to break his mental defenses. We can't just fight magic with magic, but you don't need magic to break a man's mind." Instead of instruments of torture, Ryan laid out the Watcher's personal belongings in front of him. A few old letters, a well-worn small pendant with a portrait of a young woman. They were items belonging to his family back home, acquired through Seraphina's intelligence network. You? The Watcher's eyes blazed with fury. I have no interest in your family, Ryan said coldly. But Lord Valerius is different. If you don't talk, I will feed him false information that you betrayed him. You know full well how he deals with the families of traitors. Watcher's face paled. Valerius's cruelty was notorious even within the cult. To protect his secrets, he was the kind of man who would annihilate the family of his most loyal follower without hesitation. Speak. Where is the Eye of the Void? What is Valerius's true objective? The Watcher agonized for a long moment, then finally broke. He began to tell them everything. According to him, the Eye of the Void was sealed in the heart of Ethereum, in the royal treasury vault deep beneath the palace. Valerius was planning to use the upcoming Founding Day festival to infiltrate the palace and steal the Eye. And his true objective was not to summon the Shadow Lord. He harbored the ambition to use the Eye's power to absorb all the magic in Ethereum and become a godlike being himself. The Shadow Lord was merely a justification for his ambition. The man is insane. Ryan shook his head in disbelief. Valerius's ambition was beyond anything he had imagined. After extracting all the information, Ryan knocked the Watcher unconscious. Seraphina asked him, "What do we do with him now?" "No need to kill him. On the contrary, he can be put to very good use." Rhea procured a rare magical potion that alters memories and fed it to him. The potion would make the Watcher lose all memory of his capture and confession. Instead, a false memory planted by Ryan would take root in his mind. Ryan released the Watcher. He would return to Valerius and deliver a false report. Ryan and Seraphina had been dealt a heavy blow by the Night Visitors Guild's betrayal and had fled to the ruined temple in the eastern part of the city. So, Valerius's attention will be fixed on the eastern temple, Seraphina said, grasping Ryan's plan. While he concentrates his forces there, we'll buy the time we need to infiltrate the palace. Precisely, Ryan smiled, and we'll need to prepare another gift for him. Ryan went to the Ledger, the new master of the Night Visitors Guild. He instructed the Ledger to lure the forces Valerius would send into a trap at the eastern temple and annihilate them. To protect his own power, the Ledger readily agreed to Ryan's plan. The stage was set. Valerius would fall for Ryan's false information, and his main forces would be trapped and annihilated in the east. In the meantime, Ryan and Seraphina would head to the one place no one would expect, the heart of the royal palace. This was the most daring and dangerous operation of his entire life as a swindler.